Today, we are going to make Korean spicy stuffed chili pepper kimchi. In this recipe for Korean stuffed chili pepper kimchi, or known as Gochu Sobagi, each ingredient plays a crucial role in creating the distinctive flavors and textures of this traditional dish. Fresh green chili peppers. These long and slender peppers provide the spicy base for the kimchi. They're slit and stuffed with a flavorful mixture. Shredded carrots. Carrots add sweetness and a crunchy texture to the kimchi. They balance out the heat from the peppers. Shredded daikon radish. Daikon radish brings a refreshing and slightly tangy flavor to the kimchi. Its crisp texture complements the other ingredients. Chopped green onions. Green onions contribute a fresh and mildly pungent taste to the kimchi. They enhance the overall flavor profile. Garlic and ginger. Minced garlic and ginger provide aromatic depth to the kimchi. They're essential for adding layers of flavor. Fish sauce. Fish sauce adds umami richness and depth of flavor to the kimchi. It's a staple ingredient in Korean cuisine. Sugar. Sugar balances the flavors in the kimchi, adding a touch of sweetness to counteract the spiciness. Salt. Salt is crucial for seasoning and preserving the kimchi. It helps draw out moisture from the vegetables during fermentation. Korean red pepper flakes, gochugaru. These finely ground chili flakes are responsible for the kimchi's signature red color and spicy kick. Toasted sesame seeds. Toasted sesame seeds add nuttiness and crunch to the kimchi, enhancing its texture and flavor. Sesame oil. Sesame oil lends a rich and aromatic flavor to the kimchi. It's used for sautéing the ingredients and adds a final touch of depth. Step 1. Prepare the chili peppers. Alright, let's get started by preparing those vibrant green chili peppers. First things first, we want to give them a good rinse under cold water. This helps to wash away any dirt or residue that might be lingering on the surface. Once they're nice and clean, gently pat them dry with some paper towels to remove any excess moisture. Now comes the delicate part. With a small knife in hand, we're going to carefully slice each chili pepper lengthwise. The goal here is to create a little opening along one side, while keeping the stem intact. This opening is where we'll stuff our flavorful mixture later on. So take your time and make sure to keep those stems attached. Once you've got your peppers all slit up, it's time to deal with the heat. Literally, we're going to remove the seeds and membranes from inside the peppers. This is where a lot of the spiciness resides, so if you prefer a milder kick, make sure to get rid of those seeds. Just take it slow and steady, and use a spoon or your fingers to scoop them out gently. And there you have it. With the peppers cleaned, slit, and diced, they're now ready to the next step. Step 2. Brine the peppers. Alright, time to whip up a simple brine to give our chili peppers a little soak. In a bowl, we're going to dissolve 1 tablespoon of salt into 2 cups of water. This salty solution is what we call a brine, and it's going to help us in a couple of ways. Now that our brine is ready to go, it's time to give our prepared chili peppers a nice little bath. We'll carefully submerge them into the brine, making sure they're fully covered. Then we'll let them soak for about 1 to 2 hours. So why are we doing this? Well, soaking the peppers in the brine serves a couple of purposes. Firstly, it helps to reduce the spiciness of the peppers. The salt in the brine helps to draw out some of the heat, leaving us with a milder flavor. Secondly, this soaking process prepares the peppers for stuffing. It softens them up a bit, making them easier to work with when we fill them with our delicious mixture later on. Step 3. Make the stuffing. Now it's time to create the flavorful stuffing that will fill our prepared chili peppers. In a mixing bowl, we're going to bring together a variety of ingredients to form a delicious mixture. We'll start by adding shredded carrots, which provide a touch of sweetness and a satisfying crunch. Next, we'll add shredded daikon radish, known for its refreshing and slightly tangy flavor. Chopped green onions come next, bringing a fresh and mildly pungent taste to the mix. Then we'll add minced garlic and ginger for their aromatic depth, enhancing the overall flavor profile. Fish sauce adds a savory umami richness, while sugar balances out the flavors with a hint of sweetness. For seasoning, we'll sprinkle in some salt to enhance the flavors further. Korean red pepper flakes, also known as gochugaru, bring heat and vibrant color to our stuffing. Toasted sesame seeds add nuttiness and crunch, and sesame oil lends a rich and aromatic flavor. Once all the ingredients are in the bowl, it's time to mix everything together until well combined. This ensures that every bite is packed with a harmonious blend of flavors and textures. Don't forget to taste the mixture and adjust the seasoning if needed, ensuring it's just right before we stuff our peppers. Step 4. Stuff the peppers. Now that our flavorful stuffing is ready, it's time to fill our prepared chili peppers with this delicious mixture. Grab a small spoon or use your fingers, whichever you find more comfortable, and let's get stuffing. Carefully take each chili pepper and start filling it with the vegetable mixture. Press gently as you go to ensure that each pepper is completely filled. We want to make sure that every bite bursts with flavor. Once all the peppers are stuffed to perfection, it's time to pack them away for fermentation. Grab a clean and sterilized jar. Make sure it's nice and clean to prevent any unwanted bacteria, and start arranging the stuffed peppers inside. Here's a tip. Pack those peppers tightly. We want to avoid any air pockets or gaps between the peppers, as this can lead to uneven fermentation. So press them down firmly as you arrange them in the jar to ensure they stay put. Packing them tightly not only helps with fermentation but also prevents the peppers from floating to the top, which can cause them to become exposed to air and spoil. So let's snugly nestle those stuffed peppers into the jar, ready to transform into delicious stuffed pepper kimchi. With our peppers all snug in their jar, it's time to move on to the next step and kickstart the fermentation process. Step 5. Ferment the kimchi. We've done all the hard work, and now it's time to let nature take its course and work its magic on our kimchi. Close the jar tightly with a lid, sealing in all those delicious flavors, and let it ferment at room temperature for the next 1 to 2 days. During this fermentation period, the chili peppers and the stuffing inside the jar will undergo a transformation. The natural bacteria present in the ingredients will begin to ferment, creating that signature tangy flavor and developing the complex layers of taste that we love in kimchi. Now, keep an eye on your kimchi during this time. You might notice some bubbles forming, and that's completely normal. It's a sign that the fermentation process is happening as it should. After 1 to 2 days of fermentation, it's time to slow things down a bit. Transfer the jar to the refrigerator to chill out and slow down the fermentation process. This helps to preserve the kimchi and allows the flavors to continue to develop slowly over time. And there you have it. Your homemade stuffed pepper kimchi is now ready to enjoy. Whether you serve it as a side dish, a condiment, or even as a snack, your kimchi is bursting with flavor and ready to tantalize your taste buds. So grab a spoon, dig in, and savor the deliciousness of your homemade Korean stuffed chili pepper kimchi. It's a true culinary delight that's sure to impress. Here are some tips you should consider while cooking. Firstly, when packing the stuffed peppers into the jar, make sure to tightly pack them to avoid any floating or exposure to air during fermentation. This ensures even fermentation and prevents spoilage. Secondly, fermentation time can vary based on factors like room temperature and personal taste preferences. After about a day of fermentation, taste your kimchi to gauge its flavor. If it's not quite there yet, continue fermenting for another day or so until it reaches your desired level of tanginess and complexity. Lastly, once your kimchi has reached the desired level of fermentation, store it in the refrigerator to maintain its freshness. The cool temperature slows down the fermentation process while allowing the flavors to continue developing over time. So, keep your Gochu Sobagi refrigerated and enjoy the evolving flavors as they mature.